Evelyn Carter woke up every day at 5:30 a.m., even though she had nowhere important to go. At 62, habits stayed longer than people. She lived in a small rented house in Ohio. 1 bedroom. 1 bathroom. A tiny kitchen where the kettle whistled louder than it should. Her husband had passed 12 years ago. Her son lived in another state and called once every few weeks. Life had become quiet. Not sad. Just quiet. Evelyn liked the quiet. Until one morning, it felt too loud. That morning, she sat at the kitchen table holding a letter she didn't expect. It was from the hospital. Her hands shook as she read it again. Medical bills. A past treatment she thought insurance had covered. A number at the bottom that made her chest feel heavy. She folded the letter carefully and placed it under a stack of old magazines. Then she made her tea like everything was normal. But it wasn't. That afternoon, Evelyn went to the local grocery store. She counted every dollar. Put bread back. Chose cheaper milk. Stood longer than needed in the aisle, thinking. At the counter, the cashier smiled. "You okay today, hmm?" Evelyn smiled back. Of course. She had learned that people didn't really want the truth. 2 days later, a woman knocked on her door. Evelyn opened it slowly. It was her neighbor, Melissa. A single mother in her 30s with 2 loud kids and tired eyes. "I'm sorry to bother you," Melissa said. "But my babysitter cancelled. I have an interview. Could you watch the kids for 1 hour?" Evelyn looked at the kids. One was holding a toy car. The other was hiding behind Melissa's leg. She almost said no. Not because she didn't want to help, but because she felt tired in a way sleep didn't fix. Then she nodded. "Bring them in." 1 hour turned into 3. The interview went long. The kids got hungry. Evelyn made sandwiches. Cleaned spills. Read an old storybook she hadn't opened in years. When Melissa came back, breathless and apologetic, Evelyn noticed something strange. She felt useful again. The next week, Melissa knocked again. Then another neighbor asked for help. Then another. Evelyn didn't plan it, but soon she was watching kids, folding laundry, cooking extra meals. People started saying, "Ask Auntie Evelyn, she knows." She laughed the first time she heard it. At night, when the house was quiet again, she still thought about the hospital letter. About money. About fear. One evening, her son finally called. They talked about weather. About work. About nothing important. Evelyn almost didn't mention the bills. Almost. "I might need some help," she said softly. There was silence. "I'm tight right now, Mom," he said. "Maybe next month." She understood. She always did. After the call, Evelyn sat in the dark. Not crying. Just thinking. The next morning, Melissa came over with coffee. "I got the job," she said, smiling wide. "I couldn't have done it without you." She placed an envelope on the table. "What's this?" Evelyn asked. "Something small," Melissa said. "We all talked. The neighbors. We want you to take this." Evelyn opened it slowly. Cash. Notes. A handwritten card. "Thank you for being there when we needed someone." Evelyn's eyes filled. Not because of the money. Because someone noticed. She paid the hospital bill the next week. But more than that, she realized something important. Her life wasn't shrinking. It was changing shape. She wasn't just an old woman living quietly. She was still needed. Still seen. Still important. And that night, for the first time in a long time, Evelyn slept without the weight on her chest.